Hey everybody, Denver Gem Show. So I'm in the back parking lot behind the Coliseum. I'll show you a map in a minute and lay it out for you where I'm standing when I talk. But let me flip the camera here and I'll point stuff out. Okay, so this is just a random spot in the back of the Gem Show. I'd lay it out as 4 buildings, right? We got the Coliseum in there. Inside here, you've got around the rim of the Coliseum, you've got a lot of retail dealers, I put it. At the bottom level, you get some like high-end stuff. There's specifically the high-end stuff way over here in the Pacific Western Complex. But in here, you're still gonna find some decent stuff. But it's a lot of retail prices in this building. So because I'm wholesale, I skip it. But of course, I'm out here buying by the box, by the flats, you know, like all these dealers out here are pretty much wholesale exclusively. You know, Moroccan dealers over here. So when you're buying, you want to look at like what country the rock is coming from. You're going to pay cheaper based on what their comparative dollar level is, you know, what their labor costs are. So Morocco, Mexico, Madagascar, those are really good places to shop if you're looking to make some money. Of course, you got high-end stuff, like this is all Argentina, Brazil essentially. You know, these are nice ones, so I'll come put my hand in here for scale. All right. So this is pretty big stuff. Get thrones. You'll see a lot of these photos on Instagram for other people that walk by, because this is the kind of statement area here. Some nice crystals, but of course, you go to quartzite, Tucson, the scale triples this easily. Quadruples 5 times, you get ones that are 25 feet high. So we got amethyst geodes. Let me run through a random booth. I'd skip all these. I skip the bead stuff and everything. General mix wholesalers I usually skip. When I buy, I want to go for someone that's specifically selling a certain type. So if I'm going to buy malachite, because I see it over here, the malachite tent. Malachite's from Africa. What skin color do you think I'm looking for? Because I don't want to buy it from a white person. That means there's a middleman situation. Can I pay more for that? So same with if I go to Morocco. Again, I'm looking to deal with Moroccans. So you go through again, everything's by weight out here. It's not really single tag items unless they're specific ones. So this is the back parking lot area. Again, more of the fossil situations I go through. Some are cast, some are real. It's negotiable price on a lot of stuff, but their margins are pretty low. So you gotta buy a lot to even start getting them to go down in price. Or if they're having a bad show, you find the guys tucked away in a corner, you're usually going to get better prices because they're not selling as much and they need to move it. So you'll find people like that walking around trying to sell their wire wraps, trying to sell single crystals, and it's kind of odd because we got over 600 dealers just in this location that you can walk in between the buildings of. There's all the hotels and stuff filled with dealers too if you go to the outskirts of the city. So there's easily 750 dealers in the show, and a lot of them have multiple tables. Some have those big tent setups. So there's a lot of rock to see. So there's no point buying an isolated rock from someone that's got a pocket full, you know what I mean? So now I've walked into the Coliseum. Again, it's like an ice hockey rink, essentially. See the bleachers up here. So the center, down where the ice hockey rink would be, this is all dealers. And then as I get in behind the bleachers and I run the outskirts, all the way around up top, there's dealers up there. And again, in the back, beneath them, there's you know, washrooms and all that. You've all been to a hockey rink of some kind. You're gonna find dealers all the way around the outskirts and behind these walls that you can't see, such as this. So I walk out again, smoked quartz, citrine, standard quartz, the titanium plated quartz. And so this will wrap around in both directions. I tend to avoid the Coliseum because again, I'm buying bulk. You know, by the way, you buy bulk, you just pull your car up, you fill it later, you can ask them to put it aside. It's pretty easy. Everybody's regular people, and if you give them the money, they'll generally do what you ask. So so you can pay later, you know, a few days later. Again, lots and lots of rock stuff. You'll notice all the aisles are big so that forklifts can move through, because there's a lot of people that just come in and say, okay, I'll buy the pallet worth, or they buy so much that they need to, like for me, I have to sometimes take the, what do you call it, pallet jack, right? So I just bring my pallet over, I'll put, you know, 10, 15 boxes on it that I get from one dealer, and I just take that to the shipping area. So I'm walking back. There's also food carts and everything. You know what, let me go the other direction and I'll show you the Pacific Western Complex. Here we go, this will lay it out for you. So Coliseum show, barn, Denver show, so I would have been back here. This is the back parking lot area where all those tents were, when I started the video. I walked over into door 4, entered the Coliseum. What I'm gonna go is this way, and I'm gonna go through the food tunnel. This is all the food trucks. And then we get into, basically I describe this one as multi-level Costcos. Sometimes they open up 3 floors. This year they've just opened up 2, which means the basement is open. The mineral show, this is the high-end show this year. Again, they've changed the map a little bit, but it's always the same complexes in the parking lot, so you can never get lost. Again, you see one road here, just like Google Maps kind of thing. This is a Google Maps picture, actually. So they're walking distance, totally walking distance. There's more vendors all out here too. There's a mini parking lot filled with vendors. Expo, lots of parking up here. If you show up, this always has parking space, so I tend to go. So this is a shipping area. I'm now in the National Western Complex. You know, there's one of my pallets. So it's in the very back of the building. Just ask for UPS. They give a deal. It's about $300. They'll send you skid anywhere in the USA. $280, but I think they charge you $20 per pallet. You can go find your own pallet. Anyway, so a lot of movement of product happens back here. I think I've already shipped 2 of those. You can throw 1,000 pounds on a pallet for that price. So there's dealers in the back too. So now I'm actually, here's the ramp up. I mean, that's why I fill your car, because you can just drive it all the way up, fill your pallet. So when I buy stuff, I leave it with the dealer, then I go pick it up all at once. Make sure you write your name on it so they don't sell the box. Tape it all together, put some sort of thing that they don't mix it up and just all of a sudden start selling it. Or of course, other people come by and they start digging out of your box. So yeah, make sure you wrap it up and say sold. So now we're coming in through the back of the Western Complex. Mexican dealers. One of the big ones is Village Originals. So as you walk through, and you can buy things by the pallet. I'll slow down here. Pink amethyst for the entire length of the table. There's some amethyst cathedrals. These guys make onyx lamps. There's other shipping companies. You can truck it, right? Old Dominion ships out of here. And some of the wholesalers, these guys have all these tables and wrap around that wall. There's food court in here. So this is the first level. This is why I say it's like a Costco, because as you walk through, it's just dealer upon dealer. These people are all organizing for shipping. Sometimes you buy things and rather than them putting it under a table to hold for you, it all goes back here and you just keep adding to your order throughout the week. Rhodochrosite slabs. Okay, beads. Sorry I'm moving fast here, but just giving you the general idea. Selling cabochons. Cabochon. All these prices are US. Remember my costs, my expenses to be at this show. Push almost $3,000 just for a single guy. Rent a car, rent a hotel, plane tickets, food, all that kind of stuff. Different fees, extra baggage on plane. So you get to the Moroccan dealers. So I mean, cabochon may cost $2, but you also gotta get your money's worth. Gotta surpass your expenses on your trip. So as I go through, there's bowls, and mosasaur jaws, selenite towers. So this is all Moroccan stuff. So you can go through Spinosaur teeth, ammonites, you know, fossil mosasaur heads, all kinds of things. So this is the you know, you buy crystals. It's all by weight. Some are by price. You can again bullshit with the dealers, get the best price you want. Just going to the front. Here's our food court. This is the front of the National Western Complex. Remember, there's a basement down below me with just as many dealers. So again, just to show you the scope of the show and the variety of product. Sometimes they do a third level up top with high-end dealers, but right now that's in the mineral one. So it keeps going on, it wraps all around, so it's a big show. Back to the map. So where I was, the shipping area. Shipping area is back here. I'm somewhere back here for UPS, and I just walked here. That's basically the route I just took. Went out there, went like that. Here's where I parked in the entry so you can walk in. There's all this. When they say Miners Co-op level 1, that's the basement, right? Denver Wholesale Show, basement as well. You can get wholesale there. There's wholesaler dealers throughout the entire show. Most of them, it's basically based on volume. If you want to buy a bunch of stuff, they're going to go down in price, right? Spend $1,000, spend $2,000, spend $3,000, all of a sudden you can get your discounts. Some will do a discount on $100. Kind of depends on the dealer. This should give you a good idea though. Again, many dealers everywhere, so you just walk throughout. It takes you a long time to get through the show because there's so much rock. When you get caught up on a certain type, you can spend an hour or two there just, you're just bullshitting with the other dealers, learning things. So that's the Denver Gem Show. Sorry, I got cut off there. My phone died. But I'll give you more of a tour. I'll just keep walking through so you can see the scale of it. You buy by the drum if you want, right? Look, buy it by the pound, take the whole drum. You can always get discounts if you want to hand pick. You can say, well, does it cost more to hand pick? Can I hand choose? You can say, give me a cheaper rate and I'll just take half of what you got. Cash is king. Cash is best at this show. Some places do debit and Visa. Half don't. Especially because it's a big problem selling in USA. You need a representative to do credit transactions. Checks are honored here, but never bounce check. But you can give them checks. In USA, it's good to, yeah, they take checks in USA very, very seriously, very different than we do in Canada. What else you got now? You figure out most of it when you get here, but again, you can't go wrong. You're gonna find some rocks, that's for sure. So now we're going to that back end of the Western Complex, the wholesale dealer area. You'll see signs like this pointing in all directions. So again, more wholesale area, all down here. Fossils, crystals, all kinds of stuff. Got rhodochrosite from Argentina way over in that corner. Most of the vendors have the same spot every year. Some move around. Just walking back here. They cram some dealers over there. We're gonna go into the Denver Mineral Show, which is some of the more high-end stuff. You find some gem carvers in here. Precious stone, like precious gemstone for facet-grade. You'll find high-end specimens. Again, retail prices, but you're gonna find nice stuff. Turquoise in the rough, apopholites that have clearly been hand selected. He's got a whole table of apopholites going on. Lapis chunks. That looks like Nadiri gems. You get Casper. Gem carvings. Just gonna get into cases of fancy purple grape agate. Looks like giant Herkimers going on over there, either that or just water clear quartz. You got fire agate, cabochons, fire agate in the rough. Different kinds of opal carving, facet stones. So big tourmalines, things like that. If you want to hand select, your jeweler, inlay artists, or intarsia, I guess. High-end crystals, if you're a wire wrapper, you might want to grab some of that stuff. So that's this portion of the show. Just because I'm showing you the whole concept of the show. So Miners Co-op is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is where you can meet people that have claims, that dig their own stone. It's not always the case here, but you'll find Utah Dino Bone people, people that even just lease claims and have mined a whole bunch throughout the year and have processed it. Here we get, you know, Denver, Colorado is famous for smoky Amazonite clusters. So here we have some of them. These are real beauties. I don't even have to explain why. The selenite mines from New Mexico. You got different kinds of people that bought estates and get the turquoise cabochons. You got slabs. So if you're a lapidary, the Miners Co-op is a really good place to go for you. So you're going to find a lot of cutting grade rough. Inlay stuff, I think they do. Yeah, bits and chunks for inlay down there. Again, bins of rough, spray bottles. There's some stones for setting. There's a pretty piece. All kinds of stuff, machine bits, more rough. Again, if you like turquoise, you can find a lot of that. Refurbished machines. So let's keep moving outside. Oh, so bright. So this would be that area I told you. There's another little parking area with dealers, right? Everything, all the aisles you see, I forget if I mentioned this or not, everything's got aisles big enough for forklifts to run through, right? Because we are, again, buying things by the pallet. They're bringing in shipments as the show goes on. So this wraps around this way. This is a tunnel. Catch this yellow sign up here. Let's just go this way because I'm going that way anyway. Some places wholesale only, which means you need a business number or a tax ID, even just to purchase from them. Now, on the down low, you just give them cash. Most of them will be okay with it as long as you're spending a minimum amount, right? Some, again, minimum amount's $100. Some is $500. If you got that tax ID, you could probably actually still only, you'd have to surpass $100 because it is wholesale. Most of the time, each dealer you work with, again, if you're really pushing wholesale from, you're dropping a few grand with each dealer. That's not always the case, but wholesale is not $60. So to Denver Coliseum, right? This is that little duck under the highway you see on the map. So let's go to the upper part of the Coliseum and I'll give you a view of that. This is also the food truck area. So you get hungry, this is where you go. So let's start doing the loop. Again, all the spaces here, they've got what, 1, 2, 3, something like 3 tables. So all the booths here are generally smaller. These aren't wholesalers. These are retailers up top. But if you're not buying volume, you can still find rocks at a great price here. Jewelry. Larimar, see. I'll show you the sign he's got going on here. Wholesale only, no personal buy, wholesale only, tax ID. It's got to be minimum 300. So again, there's wholesale areas, there's retail areas. People rarely is it other stuff than stone. A lot of the stuff you see is the same thing over and over, which is why I say buy from people that sell from their country. Because there's a lot of people buying and reselling throughout here. Some of these people rent a booth, they just go quickly buy from the wholesalers. Sometimes there's pre-shows, so you go buy a whole bunch there, you put it on your table and you try and vend and make some money on it. A lot of them can get it fronted on credit because they know the people they do that with. They go to various shows and do the same thing. Quartzite, Tucson, all the same stuff. You get jewelers that are artisan jewelers up here. People coming in with, again, high-end stock, but they don't need a lot of space. More Larimar, but this one you don't need to buy 300 minimum. So as you can tell, I'm doing that big loop around the whole Coliseum upper part. Opals, if you want Ethiopian opals.